first of all, anytime China and the United States are talking, things are moving in the right direction. So I think above all else, no matter what the outcome was, I think that is a positive. And I would also add, the two leaders of these countries spoke, I believe it was on a Thursday, and agreed to have their representatives meet in London on a Monday. You know, that demonstrates both a real desire and a real interest by the American and the Chinese governments to sit down and try to reach some form of agreement. So that's great. Now, is the trade war over? Most likely not. There's a desire, I believe, by both parties to create some form of comprehensive deal. And this is going to just take time. There are a lot of points that the United States has raised with China, and there have been as well a lot of points that China has raised with the United States that are what I would refer to as fundamental issues, real differences between these two nations. On the one hand, the United States is trying to prohibit China, as an example, from gaining access to chip technology, to high-tech advances and the like. Meanwhile, China, they've been under pressure to deliver, what are considered real critical elements, such as rare earths, such as electric magnets, and the like. So the parties coming together and recognizing that they both need each other, we've had movement, but there's going to be much greater interaction, I think, moving forward to be able to get to some sort of comprehensive deal. What I think is going to be interesting to watch is several days ago, Beijing announced that they were going to have a big celebration in September for the victory in World War II. I believe it's the 80th anniversary, and they sent an invitation to Donald Trump to attend. For me, this is a pretty important date, September 3rd to be specific, because as much as I believe both Xi Jinping and Donald Trump would like to sit down and finally meet and have a discussion, we're probably at the point where that comprehensive deal that I mentioned needs to be worked on, even potentially concluded, so that the leaders can meet together and sign it and have a big, giant ceremony. So to the question, no, the deal is not over. I would anticipate there's going to be a lot of volatility over the next couple of months, a lot of finger pointing. But I'm overly optimistic that there will be a conclusion to this. And I'm really hoping that the parties can really work together over the course of the next 3 months so that Donald Trump could move or could come and attend the Victory Day parade on September 3rd. It might be a little difficult for him politically, but I think knowing how he's operated in the past, knowing that he in his first term went to North Korea, Donald Trump is willing to meet with anybody under pretty much any circumstance. So I think there's a lot of pressure on both the Chinese and the American agents that are really working hard to get this comprehensive deal done, to get it done in time for that date. So I'm optimistic, but again, I do need to stress, there will probably be a lot of drama between now and then. I try to advise to most of the groups that I talk to, try to ignore that noise. It is just drama. It's not necessarily relevant. Let's look at seeing these parties sitting down, communicating. As long as they keep communicating, that is great for everybody.